Hello everyone, welcome to day 30th of July LeetCode Challenge, and today's question is max sum pairs. In this question, we have to design a max sum class and it has three operations in it. The first one is a constructor, the second one being an insert method, the third one being the sum method. So the constructor is pretty straightforward. You need to initialize the class. Insert performs the insertion operation with the key and the value that is being passed in the parameters. If the value already exists, you need to override the newly passed value with the previously stored value. The third method is interesting. We need to return the sum of all the pairs whose key starts with a prefix. Without much ado, let's look at the presentation that I have created for this, and we will be solving this question using two approaches, the map and the tries one. This question seems like a pretty straightforward question, not much of a complex logic in it. So let's look at the slides. Map sum pairs LeetCode 677. And let's try and understand the question once again and extract hints from it. We need to implement a map sum and we need to perform an insert operation. So as a naive approach, this gives a typical impression that you need to use map somewhere. And what would be the key type would be string. What would be the value type would be integer. So this gives us the hint that you need to create a map of string str comma integer int. And let's talk about the int sum method. We need to return the sum of all the pairs whose key starts with the prefix that is passed in this method. So how can you come up with this approach? You can iterate over all the keys that are there in this map, and wherever there is the matching case, the key value starts with the prefix that is passed here. Then it's a matching case, and you extract that value, whatever value is being stored at this particular entry, you add it to your answer set and return the answer. Let's start the querying operation. The first character that we have is h, so we have h in the try. We iterate it to the next character. We have e, we also have e in the try. We iterate to the next character. Next we have l, and we iterate to the next character. So we have found HEL so far in the try, and it is there. What you're gonna do next? You'll iterate over all its 26 childrens, and if any of the value is there, you will trickle down the complete path, and across that path, at whatever nodes a value is stored, the way it is stored, you will keep on adding it to your result. So from this particular node, you will trickle down to this particular path, L, O, and at O you found 9. So you store the answer 9. You store in the answer the value 9, and since there are no more characters, you will continue the process for the next words in the tree. So here we have P, and at P we have 10. So 10 gets added to your answer. Next we have E. E doesn't have any weight, so that means it's not a terminal word. Next we have is R. R has 20, so 20 gets added to your answer. What is the total of this? 20 plus 10 is 30, 30 plus 9 is 39, which is the expected result. So basically, from this node, we are performing a DFS operation across all the nodes that are there in the tree, starting from this particular entry. I hope you understood this logic. Without much ado, let's look at the coding part where I have explained both these approaches. The first solution is on the same lines that I explained in the presentation. We will be using a map to come up with the approach. I have defined a map of type string comma integer. In the constructor, I initialize the map to new hash map. In the insert method, I have just put the entry with whatever value was passed as key and value in the map. If we need to override it, that we are not concerned because map will internally handle this. Let's talk about the sum method. I have taken a variable total that will help us storing all the matching cases, the results of all the matching cases. I start the iteration across my entry set, and if my entry.getKey starts with the prefix that is passed, I add the value in my total. In the end, I simply return the total. Pretty straightforward, guys. Let's try this up. accepted. Now let's talk about the try approach. Also, try approach is not very difficult to code. We have done plenty of questions in the past. I'm repeating, I'm attaching the playlist of try questions. Do give it a shot. You will be able to get good hold of this concept, and if you already know it, treat it as a revision session. This is a map sum class, and I have defined a private node, try node, and each try node has a children attribute in it. That is an array of try nodes of size 26, because in English we have 26 lowercase characters. And I have created another node weight, and by default the value will be 0 whenever we find the complete string word being completed. There I'll update this weight with the value that is passed for that word. I have created another variable root and initialized it to null. In the constructor I have simply written root equals to new try node. Let's talk about the insert method. I have created a local variable current using the root, and I converted the key that was passed into a character array. If my current dot children at c minus a index is equal to null, that means a node doesn't exist and we need to create a new node there. So I have created a new node at this particular children index, and I move ahead with the iteration, updating current to the current dot children at this particular index. Once we are done with the complete iteration up till that key, I assign the current dot weight equal to the value of the key that is passed here. So let's talk about the sum method. It is pretty straightforward to what we have already done in the past, so that's why I'm not explaining it in great detail. Let's talk about the sum method now. I have again done a similar kind of thing. I'm just iterating from the root till the time the prefix words have not been visited in the try. So I convert prefix to character array. If my current dot children at this particular index c minus a is equal to null, that means the prefix doesn't exist in the try and we return 0 from it. Otherwise we keep on moving to the next node in the try, and as soon as I have completed the prefix, I perform DFS on that node that we have come down to. DFS is again pretty straightforward. I have taken some variables equals to 0, and I start the iteration from the 0th index up till the 26th index, that is the size of the input children array. And if my node dot current children is not equal to null, that means I perform the DFS operation on its next entry in the try tree, and as soon as I have calculated the sum value, I update node dot weight with whatever value is stored at this particular node. I hope you understood this logic. We are just adding the node value as we recurse down the complete tree, and by default the value will be 0 because the weight is 0 if it's not a complete word. So using this method we have returned the total sum value. I hope you enjoyed today's session. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for viewing it. Have a great day ahead and stay tuned for more updates from Coding Decoded. See you tomorrow with another fresh session, and tomorrow being the last day of July LeetCode Challenge. So congratulations in advance. All the best.